Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. We're going to start with the WWE news folder, and this is a weird one because there's not much detail. Liv was just talking about how Daddy Dom is always there to protect her, but even when he isn't, she can protect herself, and she gave a very interesting example. She said that someone got a bit hands-on. She doesn't go into detail. Some wrestlers get uncomfortable if you even put your arm around them for like a picture. We all saw that image a few years ago of Sasha meeting fans and there being this massive distance between people, right? But with Liv, I don't know, like, you know, what she allows or where she's comfortable. But apparently the person that created this Liv Elisa, this amazing artwork that was shown on WWE TV, they got to go backstage, probably because it was so good. They got to meet Liv. She was obviously very appreciative, but one of the creators made her feel uncomfortable. She had to respond by going, no, 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 make it very clear, no, I'm not comfortable with whatever was happening. And, you know, she was making the point of, I can stand up for myself. So I wish we had a bit more detail there. I don't think it's anything massively sinister, having read the article, right? I wouldn't blow it out of proportion, but whatever it was a bit too far for Liv. And fair play, she stood up for herself. So a little bit of a disappointment that it kind of has connected with this picture. Because now when I see that, I'm going to think about this kind of inappropriate interaction. But yeah, thought you might be interested to hear of that. So Larry, thank you. Hayden, shout out to you. I got tagged in this loads today. I think people are really excited that Kamala is going into the Hall of Fame. I'm excited about that. Ivan Koloff going in as well. So deserved. Same with Dory Funk Sr. So deserved. All three of these absolute bona fide Hall of Famers. No issue with any of them. The only downside is them going in through legacy. I believe all three, though, are no longer with us. So that's probably why, because they can't do speeches themselves. And WWE are probably looking at it thinking, well, it's not as compelling to have the family do the speech. So if we put them through legacy, we kind of skip the speech part. They go in, but there's no speech. Which is just, it's a real shame, isn't it? I mean, I don't really know how legacy works in the sense of they're definitely in the Hall of Fame, but are they in the Hall of Fame with everyone else? Or do they go into like a legacy wing? I mean, not that it really matters. Not that it really matters. They're still Hall of Famers, you know? But I wish that word wasn't there, to be honest. Just put them in. Just put them in. You don't need the legacy word. Just announce that all three are going into the Hall of Fame, but because they're no longer with us, we just don't do the speeches. Obviously, I would expect there to be an exception to that rule, certainly for Bray, who, you know, tragically passed away recently in the past few years. And so I would expect that to be an exception where Bo could do the speech for him, or his dad could do the speech for him, right? Or Braun, or Rowan, or, you know, Alexa, or Triple H, or so many people could do the speech for him. So I would imagine they'll do an exception there. But yeah, much deserved. I mean, that is really one of the big stories of the day, and no complaints with any of them. Kamala is someone I've wanted to see go in the Hall of Fame for a long time. And I think when he was signed to that Legends deal and news came out, he was signed to a Legends deal, that was kind of a key moment. That felt like a big indicator that he would find his way in. But I must admit, I didn't think it would be this year. So Hayden, thank you. Taker 1990, shout out to you. So a little bit more backstage stuff in regards to what went down in Tiffany and Charlotte, right? So who's this from? Is this Fightful? Fightful Select. So Fightful Select, according to the report, the consensus amongst most backstage was that Flair went off script first with the Nepo Queen line. The feeling amongst a number of people was that Flair mocked Stratton's voice That is when Stratton had to fight back and make it personal about Flair's 3 failed marriages, which was said to have not been well advised. It was also said that Flair making that line about Stratton's real-life boyfriend, Ludwig Kaiser, in the DMs, and Stratton's line about Flair's divorces were not previously cleared. No surprise there. In addition, Flair addressing the boos from the live crowd in the arena was said to have been ad-libbed. Didn't get any heat in the back from anyone. Fightful added that Flair stopping and acknowledging the heat from the fans was considered to just be run-of-the-mill. So yeah, that's fine. I mean, look, the crowd are always going to make noise and potentially get involved, and how you deal with the crowds, you can't massively prepare for, because you never quite know what they're going to say. They can sometimes come up with some very creative chants, so there does have to be a little bit degree of ad-libbing. So that bit was all fine. I mean, really, it was the personal digs, wasn't it, at the end, that I think really caught everyone's ear, and then word came out they hadn't been cleared. So there was heat on both women. The segment was considered a wreck. As previously noted, there is still no words that there were issues between Charlotte and Tiffany backstage after the segment. The report concludes by indicating that the general reaction was just a level of confusion when Flair was mocking Stratton's voice, and then things got personal. WWE's digital producers were told to edit the references to Flair's divorces and the Kaiser DM comment and Flair mocking Stratton's voice from all videos on the company's social media platforms. As of this report, USA Network still has the complete unedited video on their YouTube channel. The personal references begin around the 7-minute 11 mark if you want to watch in case you missed. So there we go. Just a bit more info. What I thought was really interesting there was the fact there was heat on both. But you know what? I actually watched Dutch Mantel video talking about this. He made a really good point. He was like, seeing Tiffany having a go at Charlotte and having 3 failed marriages and then quickly getting out of the ring and sort of like running away didn't strike him as being a very babyface thing to do. I'm not sure that babyface and heel really matters when you're actually kind of taking shots at each other. I mean, really, you've just gone so far off road that I don't even think that mentally you're even thinking so much about your character anymore. But I thought that was a really interesting point from him. He was saying, like, that's not how a babyface should have acted. Didn't think that Tiffany's responses, even though she, you know, wanted to take a little shot back at Charlotte, didn't think that they were right for her character. But as I said, that thing had gone so far off road anyway. It was just a wreck. I think that backstage reaction is correct. So neither woman coming out of this with much to brag about. But certainly the finger pointing more in Charlotte's direction, I would imagine, in regards to how this got off the rails, you know. I think Tiffany showed herself to be professional the week before with that sit-down interview, and we saw that Charlotte was taking a few digs there, was having a few, you know, little moments during that sit-down interview, and then here, the whole thing just went completely off the rails. Edward, shout out to you. So, WrestleMania is reportedly planned to have 14 or 15 matches on the card. From what I've been told, it's either 14 or 15. Saturday night may be about 8. 7 on Sunday is what I've been told. That coming from WrestleVotes. So 14, 15, maybe 7 on each day, but it could be 8 on the Saturday, 7 on the Sunday. So there we go. Just a bit more information. So Edward, thank you. Pete Rosenberg. So Vintage T, shout out to you. So Pete Rosenberg said Hinchcliffe's line about Big E last night. So, you know, that line about that shot was stiffer than Big E's neck or something along those lines, right? That line about Big E last night sums up exactly how I feel about so much of today's comedy. It was attempted edginess without actually being funny. So that's really interesting because Pete Rosenberg is part of WWE. He's actually someone that we see doing announcing duties during kickoff shows. He's someone that does commentary for WWE Evolve. Like, he's very much a part of the WWE family. So to actually see him coming out and speaking out against that line, that Tony Hinchcliffe line, is very interesting and gives you an idea of maybe how poorly received it was by some of the talent, you know. I've seen mixed reactions. Some people have said, oh, come on, it's, you know, who cares? It doesn't matter. No one got hurt by that line, you know, freedom of speech, all that stuff. And I get all that. I mean, I really do. I think that trying to censor comedy is a slippery slope, but it just wasn't funny. To be honest, it just wasn't a funny line. Maybe if it had really made me chuckle, maybe if the line had been like, oh God, I shouldn't laugh, but that is actually really good. But I do agree. It just wasn't funny. The line itself wasn't funny. So yeah, interesting though, hearing from Pete Rosenberg. So Vintage T, shout out to you. CM Chunk, shout out to you. So this is a shame. It's a shame because this got deleted, but because CM Chunk had quote tweeted it to me, I could still view it. I could still see it, but it has been deleted. It's basically from Chad Gable, right? And he was saying, I'm so pleased for this guy, for him to overcome everything he's been through. And then there was an old picture of some classic lucha wrestlers, and it had El Grande kind of photoshopped in. So it was basically a tweet to really big up El Grande Americano. And for some reason, he's felt the need to delete it. I wonder if it was something to do with the picture. I wonder if someone said, oh, you shouldn't really put them with those luchadors because that might be seen as disrespectful to them. I don't know. If I click it, I just can't get to it at all, can I? It's a shame because earlier, like about an hour ago, I could still read it. And when I clicked on it, it said it wasn't there, but it's just gone. We'll never be able to experience that together. So it's still news, though. Chad Gable deletes a tweet that he posted regarding Grande Americano today. Right, I am the Color Red. Shout out to you. So John Cena is set for next week's SmackDown. So we have just got a surprise announcement. John Cena on SmackDown, not this Friday, the go-home show, literally the day before WrestleMania. So WrestleSeek has got a bit of a rundown here. So that is the SmackDown before WrestleMania. That is the Raw after WrestleMania. That is the SmackDown after WrestleMania. Then I think is off for a week. And then May 9th. And then May 10th, Backlash. So, I mean, there's really not much in the way of a build. I've got to think that we're going to find out here what's next for him, right? What we're going to do at Backlash. That'll be the final touches. That'll be the show. Then are we going straight into Saturday night's main event with no builds? Then we've got Saturday night's main event, and then it's, well, SmackDown, isn't it? Look at all this. SmackDown. I mean, in all fairness, that's how many appearances that one? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and WrestleMania, which isn't listed, would be 11. We're getting through them. I'm only expecting him to make 32 appearances this year. So that would be 10 of them right there. And obviously you've got all the appearances he's made already and WrestleMania. By the time we get to the end of June, we might be about halfway with the amount of appearances that we're going to get out of him. So there we go. That's a real good update in regards to John Cena. Wrestling's biggest fan, thank you. So Gunther was being interviewed on the Ariel Helwani show. Gunther opens up about whether he's happy with the build and basically says he is. He said it's hard to do exciting stuff for 10 weeks. And he said at the end of the day, it's not about my personal taste and what I would like, but it's what's best for the product. And he said in that regard, I think we managed it very well. And going into Mania, I think we set the tone very well. So he was talking about how the past couple of weeks in particular, the last 2 weeks, I think we got en route. And he was saying a 10-week build is very difficult. So, yeah, he's happy with it. He's happy with it. As well as that, Gunther confirmed that he signed a new deal. And part of that deal is that he requested a tour bus to be included, and he got it. Apparently, he said, you know, you don't get what you don't ask for. And he just swung for the fences. I want a tour bus. And they were like, okay. So he's got himself a tour bus now. So, Raymond, shout out to you. This is a really interesting clip. Triple H teasing about the WrestleMania stage. So, Patrick, thank you.
WrestleMania for me is not just about one match. It is about the spectacle of the entire event. So I'm looking to see all those fans, see their faces when they see that set. And as the night goes on, if I had to pick one, I'll go Cody Rhodes, John Cena.
For me, I'm excited that WrestleMania is coming to Las Vegas. This is where I was born. I had the good fortune of being at WrestleMania 9 at Caesar's Palace 30 plus years ago, and to bring it back.
WrestleMania for me is not
and he's cut it off, unfortunately. I could have kept listening to that, to be honest. We do have another clip of these guys later. They were doing a presentation today, and we've got a couple of minutes of that presentation, that kind of sit-down talk. They actually talk about listening to social media, which really did the rounds, and not booking to please social media, the IWC, trying to think bigger than that. So we will have a look at that in a bit. Parker, Tiffy time, shout out to you. So Hikuleo is expected to receive a huge push on the NXT brand when he debuts in 1 to 2 months. So big things coming. We're starting to find out a bit more about when Hikuleo is going to get going. He is big. He is very tall. Not quite Omos, but certainly bigger than your average superstar. And he is definitely going to be someone that's going to grab attention. And yeah, that coming from WrestleVote. So shout out to Sam as well. Here's that video. An excellent wide-ranging conversation on WWE's business with Triple H and Nick Khan. Here they are discussing their programming approach and the importance of connecting with families. More gets covered in the article below. But we're not going to have time to go through all of that. We've already got a couple of minute video here. What I will do is I will actually retweet that right now because I think this is a very interesting video. And I'm sure that's going to be a very interesting article. So let's jump in and see a little bit of what they had to say.
Of voices, meaning a small percentage of voices who have big microphone or megaphone in front of them. It's a mistake to respond to your business based off of that. You got to base it off your gut and the results. So for us, we not only program for all 50 states, we try to program for the world, especially with the Netflix deal. So what do people like? People like dramas, people like conflict. They like to see conflicts being resolved one way or the other. As Paul mentioned, in our business, you get to knock each other out in a 20 by 20 ring. People like that too. So for us, we want to appeal to everybody. As Paul also mentioned, multi-generational viewing. 50% of the people, almost 50% of the people who attend our live events come with a child. That's important to us. Number one, it's family-friendly viewing. Number two, that's our next generation of viewer. So I would assume, as you guys graciously give us a lot of head nods in this Q&A, that a lot of you are wrestling fans. I would assume it started for most of you when you were young. And you stayed with it, and maybe you checked out for a couple of years as a teenager because other things became of interest to you, and then you checked back in. We want to be there with people for, it's exactly right, correct? We want to be there with people for their lifetimes, and we think, you know, we've done a decent job of doing that.
It's completely one of my favorite things when we get a chance, whether it's, you know, WrestleMania week where we get to meet a lot of fans at our other events, like the World, which is our fan event, is when people come and talk about, you know, I watched this when I was a kid. I was so into this when I was a kid. I watched it through college. I got out of college and I kind of got out of it. And all of a sudden my kids are, you know, 6, 7, 8 years old, and they've just discovered WWE. And I've gotten back into it, and it's the greatest thing ever. Like, now they get to share that with their kids, watch it with them. It's something that, you know, bonds them together. And it's family entertainment, that you can have those moments with your family, then bring them to the shows. And, you know, when you see parents that are sitting there with their kid, and their kid slaps Jey Uso's hand when he walks by, and it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to this kid in his life. He doesn't want to wash his hand for a week, whatever it is. Those are the moments that you like can really, really, really appreciate what we do and how it impacts people and their families and their everyday lives. It's the best part of what we do.
I agree. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like there might be a little bit there that's kind of based on Jey winning the Rumble, you know? There might be a little bit there of, you know, there was a big backlash online about Jey Uso winning the Rumble. The kind of point they're making, that's a really interesting stat about how, I think, wasn't it like nearly 50% of adults go to the shows with their kids? I mean, hopefully they know the kids. But, yeah, that's a really interesting stat. And I kind of feel like Jey winning the Rumble and them getting behind Jey and the whole yeet thing and a bit of a backlash online against Jey. I think that is a prime example of them going, not going to worry about what the IWC says in regards to Jey and wish it was someone else. We're going to go with what's right for our business. And all the metrics are saying that he is over, certainly with our younger demo as well. So, yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. What I would just say quickly, though, is that people online that have a microphone and express their opinions, I think some of them can be really cool people. Really cool people. Do you know what I mean? Really, like, just really down-to-earth, lovely people. You know, you'd have a good chat with them in the pub. You know, they'd feel like a good friend. You know, just really, just good souls. Good souls, you know. Not all of them, just me, really. Just, it doesn't matter. Here's Jim Johnston. So it's almost a frustration to me the few times that I'm going through cable stations, I land on one of these programs and just everything seems, I'm just shaking my head. Like, what does this music have to do with anything? We've gone from a time where you could be cooking in the kitchen and the TV is 2 rooms away and you could tell who was coming out to the ring. And now it's just noise. So that is the legend Jim Johnston talking about Death Rebel. Talking about how rubbish modern themes are. And is he wrong? Nope. Right, here is Ricky. Now, I'm not going to listen to Ricky because I love Ricky, but I'm not massively interested in his promo here. I'm more interested in the fact they fixed the side plates. Yes! Ricky Saints has now got side plates. Let's see what he's saying.
In the pudding right here. Officially. Look at that. Absolute Ricky Saints here.
Very good. Right, and we got this. I want the championship more than friendship. Look at that. Well, you're going the right way about it because that's not how you treat your friends. So there we go. Larry, shout out to you. So just a couple of things in that NXT folder. Let's go over to fun. I am the luckiest girl on the planet. So Blue Will Smith, shout out to you. Let's check this out. Looks like Fanatics spoiling Chelsea Green.
It would be the second greatest Canadian to ever live, me being the first. Wayne Gretzky, duh.
Well, it works out that it's your birthday because on behalf of Fanatics, they have gifted you this amazing gift.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Wait, what?
Signed by Wayne Gretzky himself.
What? That's crazy. Oh my god. Wait, that's really crazy. Fanatics, I love you guys. I'm gonna put it in my new house, in my cute little Chelsea games room. What? It would be...
That's cool, isn't it? So what better way to celebrate Chelsea's birthday than surprising her with her dream autograph? That is really cool. That is really cool. Shout out to Fanatics. Right, CM Punk impersonates Seth Rollins. So here he is, after Raw, putting on Seth's jacket. Here we go. He looks like Fagin out of Oliver. Love that. Love that for him. So, Patrick, shout out to you. He gets right into character, doesn't he? Mate, he does such a good job. He could probably go back to Seth's house, cuddle up to Becky Lynch, and she might not even realise that it's not actually Seth. AJ Lee might have a problem with that, but he does really well. Right, Wrestle Night, shout out to you. So here, Ludwig said, me waking up in Europe last Saturday to 1,566,273 notifications on my phone. And there's Tiffany going, lols. So obviously that's in relation to the fact that he was mentioned in that promo. Ryan, shout out to you. I have literally no idea what this is. Do you remember ages ago there was footage of Montez and he was doing a wrestling match. I don't know if it was a live show, but he does this wrestling match and afterwards he kind of steps out the ring and then he like kind of pretends to power down and the other wrestlers come round. They're trying to like revive him. It's a really old clip that was in a really old Unseen. I wouldn't be shocked if that was like 12 months ago. And what someone had done is they had actually gone, like, put some sinister music in the background. And then they did a voiceover like, guys, you just never know if what you're seeing is reality. Look at this. So this happened. And they treated it like it was real. They treated it like Montez was a flipping actual robot that had powered down rather than him just having a laugh, having a joke. They actually put sinister music and they tried to... They surely knew the truth. I think they were only doing it for views. But it did get views. Wow, they would lose their mind if they saw this. Because... Watch.
Thank you guys. I'm so excited to be here in London. I cannot wait to come back. But I've actually got something to do right now, so I gotta go. Thank you guys.
What the hell's that? What the hell's that? We need to put some sinister music behind this. And we need to do a voiceover of like, things aren't always what you think they are. Check this out. Join me as I show you something that will truly blow your mind. You thought this was a real woman? Think again. AI is here to stay.
Guys,
That really could have played in that moment then, couldn't it? I don't know why it paused. That really ruined the moment. I'll go again, don't worry. I won't do the speech again, but imagine that I did the speech and then I successfully got this to play. Like now, here we go.
I'm so excited to be here in London. I cannot wait to come back. Thank you guys. I'm so excited to be here in London. I cannot wait to come back, but I've actually got something to do right now, so I gotta go. Thank you guys. I'm so...
I have no idea what this post is. I don't know. And I don't know what to do with it. But it's there. And... right. Oh, I know what to do with this. Just revel in it. So, Dream, shout out to you, right? So, here, look at this. Here is Rhea Ripley. And here is Stephanie Ripley. Stephanie Ripley and Rhea Ripley. Look at this for a tag team. Listen, I don't know if you can see the vision. I'm just going to say one word. Evolution. Yeah? Evolution. the all-women's PLE, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus the Ripleys. I mean, honestly, Triple H just fainted. Triple H fainted when he found out that Tiffany Stratton was a robot. He just managed to come back around again, and now he's gone again. So, there we go. There we go. Wrestle Night, shout out to you. Oh, this is nice. Bianca Belair, she is the cutest and the strongest.
What are some of your future goals?
I want to be an Olympic world champion, and I want to be the world champion. I want to be a WWE superstar.
I know you will. Well, my God.
Who's your favorite WWE superstar?
Bianca Belair, because she's the strongest and the toughest.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And what would you say if we had a special message from her for you?
Hi, Rhea. It's Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE, and I heard that you are a big fan of me. Well, guess what? I am a bigger fan of you because I heard that you were named the strongest girl in the U.S., so you are an EST too. You are the strongest. So keep doing what you're doing, and I'll always be rooting for you.
That's very cool. Thank you, Bianca.
What are some of your future goals?
That's awesome, isn't it? That's awesome. Larry, shout out to you. I don't think they're going to hug it out. I included this because he's got a sign saying hug it out, and they're definitely not going to hug it out. But he actually looks quite pained in the face. It was the fact that his face was like he really was horrified that the wrestlers weren't taking his advice. Even the guy next to him looks really like pained and worried. These guys are just filming. They're loving it. She's smiling because she's a sadist. She's clapping. I don't know what it is about the women, right? They absolutely love the violence. But the guys are like really like, no, this isn't what we should be doing. We need to talk about this. We need to hug this out. But yeah, I don't think CM Punk's going to listen, to be honest. And Rhea in promo class. So Johnny, shout out to you. This is just a glimpse of Rhea from promo class, and I don't think we've ever seen this before. So this was her first week in the States, weeks before the Mae Young taping. So this will be the earliest WWE footage of Rhea Ripley.
In 3, 2. There is one thing that Rhea Ripley hates the most, and that thing is doubt. Ever since I was a little child, I would tell everybody that I wanted to become a professional wrestler. Every time I told them, all I could see was doubt in their eyes, doubt in their voice, and doubt in their actions. Well, guess what, everybody? I'm here. I've made it. I'm here at the Performance Center. Doubt that. Clear.
Yeah, that was okay, wasn't it? For a first swing, for a first effort, for the earliest Rhea Ripley footage. And a fun face after as well. Yeah, little bonus. So, love that. So, there we go. That was the fun folder. And, I think that's no other folder. We do have Community, though. Carla, shout out to you. Carla sent these over for us to take a look at. And they are very, very cool. So this is... Oh, my God, I didn't even realise that he'd actually written to Carla. That's awesome. So there is Will Ospreay, who is an amazing wrestler, but not WWE, so we're going to skip it. Then we've... And again, look at this. You got called a crazy kitten. Oh my God, I love that for you. I love you too, you crazy kitten. Wow. You could be Jim Cornette's kitten. He loves animals, doesn't he? So there we go. That's great. You got this certificate as well. I hope this pees your daughter, Cheyenne off. She should be honored. Her mother is a Cult of Cornette member. That's great that he's kind of written that on there as well. hey, you know, respect when people go above and beyond like that. You know, that really means a lot. That means because like a lot of people would just write the name and sign it, but to actually go to that kind of length, that's really cool. And a CM Punk shirt as well. Really cool looking CM Punk shirt. So that's nice. That's nice. I think it is WWE. You can see the W just, yeah. So WWE shirt right there. So yeah, very good. So Carla, shout out to you, my friends. Let's come back off here and go down. So here we've got, hey, Slagent P. I love this. Another one for the collection. Another one. Another one. So Tony, shout out to you. It's great. Jim said, can I get some love for my daughter, Emmy, trying to do stop motion? If she sees herself in Unseen, there you are, buds. There you are. On the internet. The world is looking at you right now, going, oh. If she sees herself on Unseen, it will blow her mind. Well, hopefully we haven't blown her mind. But keep enjoying those wrestling figures. So shout out to Emmy. Looking very cool. And talking of cool, check this out. Look, Abdil said, made this Bray Wyatt 6 mask video on my YouTube channel. So there you go. Monster Morgue Tutorials. I don't know if that's the name of the channel, but check that out. That's nice, isn't it? Really cool. And finally, Larry said, I found this in some of my stuff. I think it's from like 2010. I never had these, but I do keep seeing them whenever I go to like toy fairs and stuff like that. So yeah, they're cool. I don't mind them at all. That's a nice Rey Mysterio one, Hot Wheels. They did others as well, like Raw, Cena, Undertaker, Stone Cold. I don't know that. Was that Triple H? I think that's Triple H, maybe King of Kings or something. But yeah, look, those are all ones that you can collect. But I've been to a few different toy fairs and toy shops, and certainly in America. And at toy fairs here, you can normally tend to find one of these. They're nice. I like them. I don't own any personally, but I like them. So there we go. I think I've waffled quite a bit in this video, considering there wasn't tons. But I hope you enjoyed it all the same. So let's get to thanks. So Raymond, Real Wrestling Fan, Patrick Smith, Jang Tae Sang. Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah. Jang Tae Sang, thank you. CM Chunk, Patrick Smith, Milo, Prain User Sports, Wrestle Buzz, Wrestling's Biggest Fan, Daboomer 25, Kelly the Wise Lady, Bradley again, Wild Child Billy, leader of the DK Army. Shout out to you, my friends. Big Bam, Prain User Sports, Claire Webb, Shaq Dazelle, Robin, Dark Phoenix Tees, Las Vegas Mats, Edward, and Larry. Big thank you for all the support. Hope you had a great Wednesday, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.